There are now rumblings that the Bank of Canada may not just be holding rates moving forward, but they may actually be decreasing them way sooner than we expected. This is coming off everything that has recently happened in the States with the Silicon Valley Bank and the bond yields and the overall economy, and how what the States ends up doing really has an impact on Canada with the ripple effect. I'm not an expert on the American banking system by any means, so in this video, we're going to focus on what happened there and how it could impact Canadian real estate. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom Story. I'm a real estate team leader here in the city of Toronto, and I make educational real estate videos about the market. If you haven't already, make sure to join our growing community. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and we are going to do a very, very cool giveaway when we get there. If you learn anything new in this video, all I ask is you hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Also, finally, if you want to book an appointment directly with me, you can go into the first link in the description and do so at a time that works for you. On March 8th, TIF and the Bank of Canada held the key interest rate at 4.5%. We all know that. We were kind of expecting that to happen. But what was going to happen next is that Powell and the Fed was anticipating they were going to go up at least 50 basis points. Canada was going to then fall behind, potentially to the States on the fight in inflation, and our dollar was going to suffer. But then we get news that changes everything. Well, maybe it changes everything. I don't know. It's still way too early, but it's always something that we didn't see coming that's going to have the biggest impact on our economy, which then in turn impacts the housing market. Obviously, the biggest example of this was the pandemic, right? We didn't see it coming. It wasn't on a bunch of lists of things to watch out for in 2020. We didn't necessarily see the inflation numbers being as high as they were going to be, which then in turn caused 7 rate hikes in 2022 alone. Actually, on that one, some people might say we did see inflation coming because of how much money we printed during the pandemic, but that is a conversation for another day. And now we know what has happened with that specific bank in the States, and what it has caused so far is for bond yields to go down. At the beginning of this video, the statement that I made was that Bank of Canada may be forced to bring down rates, and that's all going to depend now on what the Fed does. But remember, Bank of Canada's key interest rate, the overnight rate, impacts variable rate mortgages and HELOCs. But the 5-year bond yield, which has significantly come down since this news in the States, impacts the fixed rate in Canada. I was having dinner last night with a mortgage broker who I very much value their opinion. I was asking him, like, hey, if fixed rates keep falling here, because I'm currently in a 1-year fixed, do I just pay the penalty on mine and lock into a 2 or 3-year fixed rate? Is that something I should do? And what he basically said is, like, the banks aren't just going to automatically jump and change the rates, even though the 5-year bond yield has come down. They want to see some stability and it's staying low for a period of time because they don't want to jump up and jump down. So they're slower to react on the down than maybe they are on the up. So let's take a quick look at what the 5-year bond yields are doing. So if you take a look, this is just today's graph. We're currently at 2.8 as of recording this video. Let's go back to the 1-month graph to kind of show you where things were at. Like, we were over 3.5% and we dropped all the way down here to 2.98. It is pretty clear to say that yes, potentially you're going to see fixed rates come down if this remains below 3. But here's the thing, we are still very much fighting inflation in Canada. And although some people would like the relief of potentially the variable rates coming down, or if you're a new home purchaser, the fixed rates dropping, that would be great if you're trying to get into the market right now. But this would maybe just be a pause in time until things go up again, right? Like, until inflation gets to 2%, Bank of Canada is not taking their foot off the gas pedal. It's also kind of interesting that, like, the failure of one aspect of the overall economy then creates opportunities in another aspect of the economy. And I guess that statement could be made with basically all the things that have happened recently. So will Bank of Canada actually be forced to drop rates sooner than expected? It's all going to be based on what the Fed does. If the 5-year bond yields remain under 3, yeah, fixed rates are going to come down, but they're going to come down slowly. It's not going to happen right away, but keep a very close eye on that. Is this actually a good thing for the economy long term? I don't actually think so. I think we should keep going. We should get inflation under control, and then we should deal with this after the fact. But sometimes that's not the options that you have. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new today. Have an amazing day, and remember, home is where your story begins.